What if I told you that I found a paleontologist who doesn't believe in evolution? Hi, my name is Cassie Blino, and I'm on a mission to understand my faith because I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't make sense, especially when you read the Old Testament, like Noah's flood. What does the fossil record say about that? So, what I do is I go to church, I go to Bible study, I also go to scholars, theologians, PhDs, people that have learned this, known this, taught this for decades, and I ask them, can you make this Bible make sense in a modern lens? So I interviewed Dr. Marcus Ross, who's a paleontologist, also a Christian, and I asked him, what do you have to say about evolution? The thing about him is he doesn't believe that the Earth is millions of years old, billions of years old. He thinks it's more like 6,000 years old, and he's got data to back it. But within that short a time period, evolution that we know, that we were taught in biology class, can't exist. But something else can. I interviewed him, and this is what he said. But for you, as a young Earth creationist, how have you, like, in some way talked yourself out of that to say that evolution does not make sense?
Yeah, and so what we might want to do first is recognize that evolution can mean a lot of different things. I've already mentioned one definition of evolution, which involves the common ancestry of everything that has ever lived on Earth back down to those first few cells. But also we might look at evolution on a much smaller scale, that is looking at how field mice in some population are adapting to a change in annual amounts of precipitation that they have, or new invasive species that are coming in and having to adapt. Can I eat this? Can I not? What does that do? That will have an effect on their population. So that latter sort of thing are things that young Earth creationists don't have any issue with whatsoever. There are components of evolution that we completely embrace, that populations and species can change over time, and can even change into new species, even new
Oh,
genera. But we do think that those can only go so far before they kind of hit some sort of, if you will, genetic or developmental barriers that keep them
got it.
within a certain set of lanes. And that ability to diversify is not so broad as Darwin certainly envisioned it was, and as modern evolutionists think that adaptability is something that will continue to be able to produce all manner of new things. That in the evolution of life, you can go from reptilian types of organisms into mammals if you
Right.
just give yourself enough time and the right conditions and the right luck, if you will. Whereas a young Earth creationist is going to say, no, there are actually lots of different kinds of reptiles, lots of different kinds of mammals, and they have the ability to diversify and evolve in a small sense, but not in this massive unfolding of all life over time. So there's actually a bit of agreement. And so therefore some of the arguments against young Earth creationists, like, oh, you don't believe in evolution and we can see it because of, this color change that's happened on these moths. And you say, actually, as a young Earth creationist, that's no issue at all.